Section 2. God as the root and original being. 1. If the Absolute Being created us with the intention that we practice His love, it is clear that He had a motive and a purpose in creating us. In order to clarify that motive and purpose, we need to know the nature of this Absolute Being, that is, we first need a correct view of God. A correct view of God will reveal His purpose and motivation for creating us. It will also clarify why we have to practice absolute love for the sake of peace. God the first cause. 2. In the world there are two kinds of people, men and women. They do not change their position. We were born as one or the other, not by our own desire. Even though we did not think about this or want it, and did not understand the process or the result, we were born as we are. No matter how successful a person is, no one can deny that he or she is a resultant being, not the causal being. This implies that there has to be a first causal being. Whether called God or something else, that causal being must exist. 3. Human beings certainly are not the first being, but secondary beings. In order for a secondary or resultant being to exist, there must be a first, causal being. Ultimately, no force can separate these two beings. The first and second beings engage in a relationship. They each desire to become one, as cause and effect. If God, the causal being, becomes the center of all human beings, they, as resultant beings, need a process through which to fulfill His ideal. That is the process of life by which they mature, and from a broader perspective, the process of history. 4. All of creation is composed of things existing in pairs. The mineral world comprises positive and negative ions that engage in give and receive action. Flowers have stamen and pistil, and the animal kingdom has male and female animals. Recently it has been discovered that even bacteria are male or female. If in the microscopic world, invisible to our eyes, there are male and female, what about the world that we can see with our eyes? Did all these male and female entities in this vast, limitless world come into existence by their own will? Or was it by another will? It was by another will. Hence, I repeat, no matter how great we are resultant beings, not the primary causal being. Simply put, we are beings occupying the object-partner position. 5. Human beings originated from the first cause. What is the first cause? It does not matter what name we use, that being is absolute and has an absolute ideal. We are not primary beings, but are resultant, secondary beings. For each of us, our immediate primary beings are our mothers and fathers. Our parents' primary beings are our grandmothers and grandfathers. If we keep going back, we come to our first ancestors. If God is behind our first ancestors, we go all the way back to God. 6. God is the motivation within our hearts. He is our original source, and the root of our ideals. Without a cause there can be no result. Therefore, the universe cannot exist apart from God. Dwelling on this earth, we are like orphans who have lost our parents. Imagine the joyful shout of someone who finds his or her lost parents. That joy would be incomparably greater than the joy of a general who conquers the world and gains a material fortune. The heart is what is important. No matter how praiseworthy your successes, if you do not go before your father and mother, you cannot stand as a true child.